Picture this. You're in a packed stadium, the bass drops, the crowd erupts. Thousands of people, different races, countries, languages, are rapping along, word for word, to a song that was born out of the struggle, protest, and pain. But somewhere in that crowd, someone says the wrong word, and suddenly, the music stops. The vibe shifts, and everyone is asking, wait, did she really said that? What is wrong with her? And can you really appreciate something that you don't understand? Today we're dissecting something that feels messy. A cultural identity crisis that plays under the neon lights, on TikTok stages, and inside billion-dollar music industries. A K-pop group threw a 90s hip-hop themed birthday party, and the internet exploded. Was it an innocent tribute, or a straight-up cultural appropriation? And if hip-hop is for everyone, why does it feel like some people get to participate without backlash? Today's episode: Durex, drum beats, and double standards. Let's sip on this cultural tea, because things are about to get uncomfortable. Welcome back to Drinking This Tea, the podcast where we spill tea on internet controversy, catastrophic events, amongst other things. Before that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss one of our episodes. Now, grab your cup, because this is tea time. Today's brew, one that's been steeping in controversy, culture, and clashing opinions. We're talking about the K-pop girl group Kiss of Life and their attempt at an old-school hip-hop birthday bash for member Julie and the digital storm that followed. Let's set the stage. On what was supposed to be a fun, nostalgic celebration, the girls came dressed in baggy pants, Timberlands, Durex, bandanas, thick gold chains. You know the aesthetic. The live broadcast was filled with slang, hand signs, and gestures many associated with hip-hop culture, but instead of applause, they caught a wave of backlash. Some accused them of cultural appropriation, racial stereotyping, even blackfishing light. And of course, social media did what it does best: ignite, amplify, and divide. By April 2nd, S2 Entertainment released a formal statement saying the party was meant to honor hip-hop, not offend. Soon after, the girls posted a handwritten apologies, with Julie herself saying she didn't understand the full impact of her actions but was committed to learning. Now, here's the tea. The honest, slightly uncomfortable brew. Was this cultural appropriation or cultural cosplay? That's the real debate here, and it's messy, because the line between the two isn't a fence, it's a fog. It's shaped by intention, execution, context, and yes, perception. They were not wearing blackface. They weren't mocking Ebonics. They didn't throw around the N-word. But the visual performance, a group of non-black idols recreating hip-hop through fashion and mannerisms alone, felt shallow to many, like watching someone wear your culture as a costume without ever asking how it fits. But here's where it gets complicated. Let's zoom out. Hip-hop was born in the Bronx, yes, but it was never meant to be caged there. It was meant to travel, to shake systems, to be both mirror and megaphone for those pushed to the margins. And hip-hop is global now. You hear it in Korean ciphers, you see it in French protest anthems. It's sampled in Bollywood, remixed in Lagos, and playing on speakers from Campton to Cape Town. So when people say they don't belong in our culture, well, that's tricky, because hip-hop was never about exclusivity. It was about expression in spite of exclusion. That said, just because you love the culture doesn't mean you get to ignore its roots. And this is where Kiss of Life stumbled. They went for the look, not the lesson. They celebrated the aesthetic of hip-hop but skipped the essence. No mention of the history, no homage to the struggle, just vibes, filters, and flex. And yet, is this really the worst offense of K-pop history? Let's not pretend that it was malicious, it was misguided. So now the internet police are out in full force. But we need to ask, who's actually benefiting from this kind of outrage? When a group of young idols get dragged for a misstep, are we teaching them? Or just torching them? Let's not forget, cancel culture is seductive but rarely constructive. Sometimes it feels like people are more excited to catch others sleeping than they are to educate or elevate. And honestly, that's not activism, that's ego in a costume. And here's a slightly controversial thought. Are some fans mad because K-pop is succeeding by using parts of black culture? Or are they mad because it's doing it better than some of the artists at home? Because the conversation changes when K-pop idols make hip-hop look cleaner, more marketable, and let's be real, more profitable. That tension is valid, but that's capitalism problem, not solely cultural one. If you want to protect hip-hop, start by questioning the industry that turned it into a product while erasing its pain. Not just the idols who who grew up inspired by that product. Let's also talk about the selective outrage. Artists within the culture still reinforce damaging stereotypes, gang glorification, misogyny, colorism, anti-black messaging, all wrapped in platinum chains and platinum albums. So when a K-pop group gets dragged for putting on the hip-hop costume, we also have to ask, why are we not holding mainstream rappers accountable for selling that same costume, just with a beat behind it? It's messy, right? Let's remember that moment when Kendrick Lamar in 2018 Hangout Fest. He pulls a white woman out of the stage to rap Mad City, then stops the entire performance when she recites the N-word from his lyrics.
Am I not cool enough for you? What's up, bro?
He asks her, "You gotta bleep one single word though." She's confused, embarrassed, and thrown under the bus on his stage at his show for singing his song. Now, was Kendrick wrong for protecting the word? No. But was it fair to bait someone into a trap on the song that it's literally built around that word? Also no. This moment shows the contradictions we live in. Hip-hop is global, but it has local rules. The culture is shared, but some words aren't. You invite the world in, but then expect them to know every unspoken line they can cross. We tell people, you can't do this, you can't wear that, you can't say that. But meanwhile, the industry sells it to them in a clean package, no manual, no disclaimer. So when these idols grow up watching hip-hop videos, listening to rap songs, idolizing Western artists, and then recreate those visuals, are they copying or just consuming what's been sold to them as cool, aspirational, and universal? And when the very artists they admire push stereotypes to the front, who's teaching the real story? Where's the consistency? This isn't me saying Kiss of Life did everything right, because they didn't. But if we're going to criticize, let's do it with the same energy across the board. Otherwise, we're just picking and choosing who's allowed to be inspired by hip-hop culture based on who we like. And that's not justice, that's just personal bias. Let's get this straight. Hip-hop is no longer a marginalized genre begging for respect. It's at the center of mainstream culture. Kendrick Lamar performed at the Super Bowl. That's not resistance, that's reverence. Pharrell runs Louis Vuitton menswear. Hip-hop artists are shaping luxury fashion. Hip-hop dominates TikTok, commercials, cinema, and sports. We can't continue the narrative that hip-hop is being ignored or disrespected, while it's simultaneously headlining the world's biggest stages. Because here's the bottom line. You can say hip-hop belongs to everyone when it's convenient. Then say it belongs to only some when you're mad. That's not how culture works. That's how cliques work. So here's the challenge for everyone listening. How do we hold space for cultural missteps without erasing intent? How do we protect hip-hop's roots without putting up walls? How do we teach better engagement without demanding perfection? Hip-hop is not a trend. It's a tree. Its branches are everywhere. And some people are going to climb it awkwardly. But that doesn't mean we cut their hands off. It means we teach them how to hold on. For the final sip, Kiss of Life didn't disrespect the culture. They misunderstood it. And while that's not a free pass, it is a chance to educate and elevate. Culture isn't just something we gatekeep. It's something we share. Let's educate, not gatekeep. Let's correct, not crucify. Let's preserve the culture, not weaponize it. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to let me know that in the comments what you think about today's topic. And you can also go watch the videos I have already uploaded and subscribe for the future ones. Thank you.